CNS, which has been providing strategic IT solutions globally since 1987 and building future-forward platforms and solutions to customers worldwide. To share with us the strategic technological solutions offered to financial institutions and the journey of implementing digitalization, please welcome Mr. Cho Sang-mook, Manager of Public Division from LG CNS on stage. Mr. Cho, please.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Cho from LG CNS, Korea. I'm here to introduce you a strategic technological solution for financial institutions. I hope you might heard of LG. I really hope. LG make home appliances such as television, refrigerators, or washing machines, even cell phone. But the problem is that not many people knows about the LG cell phone. But the thing is, I've been using this LG cell phone over 15 years. It's getting better. LG has mainly three business area. The first one is electronics. Second one is chemical, and third one is telecommunication and communication and services. LG CNS is a leading firm in communication and service area in LG Corporation, and we founded in 1987. We actually had joint venture with EDS, the US, the IT firm, and we had learned a lot from the EDS, how to, in technical wise, as well as human resources and all the administration wise. And we independent from the EDS since 2005. So we renamed our company from LG EDS to LG CNS. LG CNS is the stand for consulting and solutions. So LG CNS is not only supporting all the IT programs, IT system for LG Corporation groups, but also we are very, very hard working on the public and financial business in Korea and as well as overseas. Yes, banking and financial solution, we focus on the core solutions of banking, insurance, capital, card, securities, as well as the channels and units. So in Korea, the next generation project for the core banking system is about 100 to 200 million US dollar project. Is half of the the bank's core next generation project is done by the LG CNS, or we are implementing right now. And then we also focus on the new technology on the technical, the financial sector, such as we're working with the Kakao, which is a very dominant player in SNS Messenger in Korea. Like more than 90% of the Korean people use the Kakao Messenger. They want to expand their business into the financial sector, and then they ask us to just build the Kakao Money, which is Kakao Pay is very similar to Alipay or the WeChat Pay. So we built the system for the KakaoTalk, for the Kakao Fund, Kakao Money, and as well as a Kakao Bank, which is a branchless bank. There's only two internet bank in Korea. One of them is the Kakao Bank. So we built the system for them, and then I will just give a little more detail, the information of the Kakao Bank later on. And through this kind of many experience in Korea, we actually had many experience with many other projects. But how we become the number one player in the Korea in financial sector is we utilize the model-driven architecture. That is the solution I want to introduce you today. It's a platform. It is not the solution itself. It is a platform that you can build your system with our platform. So model-driven architecture. So before I start to introduce what is the model-driven architecture, I would like to just share the experience what we had previous 30 years. So this is actually like what we face every day, the difficulty what we face every day in before we apply our model-driven architecture. So customers just come to us and then just say, okay, we have a house and then there's a great tree and then my daughter wants to swing on the tree. And then the salesperson said, okay, we can provide a very, very fancy, safe, and the comfortable couch of the trees. But the project manager, they understand differently. Okay, so swing means there's a two love has to tie up with the branches, and it should be safe. So the project manager understand differently based on his background knowledge. And the documentation actually they didn't just prepare. But the design architecture thing, okay, the project manager said that there's a two love has to tie up with the branches, the different branches, and the swing is supposed to go forward and backward. So why don't you just cut the middle of the trees and then just reinforce the two branches for the safe reason. But the application implemented differently. It is a swing, so can go forward and backward, and then it has to be tied up with the trees. So all the people actually think differently because they have a different background, they have the knowledge depth on all the system. And then the program code is very safely just made. No one will get hurt with the swings. And the cost, of course, because of the many people involved and the many people just put their all the efforts and the times and everything, so cost would be really increasing. It's beyond the expectation of the customers. But actually what really customer needs, it's just a simple thing. The small swings on the tree, implemented it's just within 1 hour. So this is maybe the customer wants. They don't need exactly the two lofts just tied up with the two branches. Just swing is the customer what we need, but the lack of involvement of the customers, and then the different background of knowledge, and then the different understanding of the project, that subject itself. So there is many different rework has been done. And then we just we try to find out why this kind of happening. We are well-educated people, and the customer, spend their money, and then why we just keep going the different way than what we supposed to go. So we've been experiencing this for over 30 years. So we found that maybe that because we didn't see in the same page. So customer explain his just a requirement by their verbally, I need this. So project manager, project team just write down all the requirements and then everything. And then based on the questionnaires and then all the materials they got, the programmer and then all the architecture analysts think differently because the document they see is different than what customer wants. Because this is the product. So this is the source code that's made by Java. So how can the customer can just say that this is a wrong word? This is some kind of additional. The function has to be just add up. So it's literally impossible to just revise or anything with the end product. So that's why we just started to build the platform that we can see in the same page. There's no misunderstanding, no miscommunication, that we can just make write the project. So this is the concept of the model-driven development. So this is a flow chart you can see. This is the front product and end product. So we communicate with the customer with a flow chart base from the beginning till the end. Even we finish the project implementation, after we left, the customer can also modify and change the system through the changing the flowchart. Because once the flowchart is completed, the source code will be generated automatically, meaning that Java C code will be generated automatically once the flowchart is the finalized. So LG CNS has the model-driven development platform. First one is the model-driven development 4. It's UML based, and second one is the NCD, no coding development. So I've been seeing many paper lists the agenda in this forum, but we are aiming the coding list the program. So we don't need to do the coding, just draw the flow chart that will generate the code instantly. So the NCD, no coding development, the platform has the major solutions. The first one is a Biz actor. This is like the core function of the NCD platform. The Biz actor, actually, as I already showed you, the flow chart, you can draw the flow chart through the Biz actor. So business logic, everything, you can draw it through the Biz actor. And the UI prototyper is the user interface, what the user really see through the web. So there's two major solutions. So I want to show you how really we build the system through this system. So I prepared the video clip, a very small one. So please watch it, but it might be very difficult for you because it is based on the people who has some kind of just development, the knowledge, like at least they need to have just one language knowledge. Then within 2 days, they can learn how to utilize that platform. Within a month, they can get used to use it. So they can just very, very much freely use that platform for sure. So I will just show you. So this is a Biz actor. So user make a data access. We'll make a 2 data access at this time. So create the data access with our Biz actor platform. Okay, so they made a 2 data access, and they created business logic through flowchart. So we'll use the data access we already made. So you can actually drag and drop all the data access we already made. And then if you see the website service access, we also provide the library that already made the business process. They can reuse anytime, anywhere. And then create logic expression through wizard. So we also provide a wizard that can be easily used. Actually, this is showing how to make the program from the beginning to the end in very short time. That's why it looks a little bit complicated. But once you're done drawing the flow chart, it should go through the test. Otherwise, it will not run. So every time you make the flow chart, it should be tested. So that was how to draw the flow chart using the Biz actor. And then I'll show you how to use the UI prototyper. So it also provides a wizard function, so you can actually draw like a PowerPoint. So you can just insert the context box, and then as well as a table box you can create. And also, it is a user interface. It has to connect it to the backend system we already made with the Biz actor. So B sector, the business process has to link with the user interface. And it's now creating the data table. And then all the data will be extracted from the database we already made or the business process we already made. So it also provides a test case the management system. So once the one business process is completed, the test case will also generate it and then will be provided. And as well as the design, the document will be automatically generated once the UI is completed. So all the document has a platform already, and then the contents will be filled out as you already made the UI. And then the source code, the automatically generated, will also be provided. So you can just actually modify in source code level as well. And then it's checking the program whether it works. Okay, so with the model-driven development, what we see is very much of the efficiency and then the improvement of our constructiveness. So through the flow chart, and then what you see is what you get the base. We do not have any more of the miscommunication with the customer because we shows it from the very beginning. The customer can just prove it and then just customer can see it from the very beginning until the end. Even though we left the project, customer can still maintenance and operation with their own, buying the changing of the flow chart. It is a very cost-effective, zero human error, and decrease reward, and utilizing the biz logic. And then there's only 2 days of the training program we are running. So after 2 days, maybe if you have a IT background, if you have any experience on the language, you will be no problem for learning how to use the MDD platform. So I will just finalize my presentation with the 2 cases we implemented in Korea. The first one is Jeonbuk Bank. So in 2013, we built the next generation of the Jeonbuk Bank. Jeonbuk Bank is one of the local bank in Korea. It has more than 600 million of the annual revenue and 50 years of the histories. So as you can see, he's very happy, waving his company's flag. The project successfully finished in 2013 and then often very successfully without the default and then false. And then the Korean government allowed to open internet bank, which is the branchless bank. So Kakao, as I already mentioned, the SNS, the messenger company, they wanted to open internet bank. But actually the time given was very limited. So Kakao just asked us how to build the system within very limited time. So we suggest that, okay, we built the system, the core bank system in Jeonbuk, the bank. And then it is made based on the NCD, which means they have all the business flow, the flow chart on the bank, the functioner. So Kakao Bank decided to just get all the business flow from the Jeonbuk Bank, and then they could just implement the core bank system. It was over $35 million project, could be completed within a year. And then why the Jeonbuk CEO are happy? Because he could resell his flow chart to the Kakao Bank. So it could be one stone get 2 birds. And then the other reference we have in Dongwon Socio. Dongwon Socio has the healthcare company, is a healthcare company. Their IT department has only like senior people, so they were actually worrying about, hiring the more people for programming all their IT systems. So rather than hiring all the programmer who can do, we recommend them to use our NCD platform. So the senior people who cannot program the a language, but they know the business process, most of the more than anyone else, they could utilize our NCD platform to just build their system by their own. So we don't build the system for them, we just provide our platform for them. And then they are now just utilizing and using our platform to build up their systems. So last one is our reference we had. The NCD platform, we've been applying this platform since 2003. We have more than 400 reference completed without any failure. And also the MDD for the platform, we have more than 8. The big project is mostly the financial sector project. So we have a fully experience in the NCD and MDD platform in Korea. So this is my last page of my presentation. The NCD platform is the most optimized and evolutionary the platform that for the digital business, which agile agile platform is very suitable. It improves and reinforces the IT company in many customers, not only LG Corporation but also the domestic as and overseas projects customers. So thanks for your attention. This is my end of the presentation.
How well are we going to go beyond the Nexus capability? Because I do understand that they have also cooperation or participation or collaboration with IBM too. So what's the future going to be for LG, for example? Thanks a lot.
And you might just mentioning about the cooperation between the LG Electronics and then IBM and Google. Because since the LG Home Appliance is adopting all the Amazon Echo as well as the Google Assistants. But as a point of view, from the LG CNS people, what I present today is a platform for the development, the future development. Actually, this is the Google and MS. They also trying to build AI-driven development tools, which is a little bit more advanced one than what we are doing now. But we are pretty sure that our knowledge and experience for 15 years on the non-coding based development, it could be just a very good cooperation point with the AI-driven development tools and our development tools.
With fantastic, on the table kind of offer, which is not forthcoming from LG. Will LG be willing to come forward with a kind of, competitive possibility?
I'm very also sad that we don't have that kind of very, very, very strong competitiveness on the certain market field. But now we are more focusing on the energy, which is like ESS, energy storage, energy saving storage. Energy storage system, and as well as the vehicle. So we are merging one of some very European the vehicle, the industry, and then we want you to just be the frontier for their vehicle as well as the vehicle, the facilities, and then energy. So because the LG Chemical, so they can produce a really, really quality of the batteries. And then they are the market number second. So we are just focusing on the new technology, which is ESS, and as well as a robot. So we hope that could be the world number one in near future, but not right now. We are just preparation stage. Thank you so much.